Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this Egypto-Sogdian series. Although I said the Egypto part because if I were to form a hybrid culture far into the future with the Egyptian culture along with Sogdian, it would be called Egypto-Sogdian, so basically that's what this series is. But we're still Sogdians, obviously. But as you can see, the man in the middle, that's Muhammad Al-Farghani, which he still rules Cyrenaica. But anyways, he rules Barca. And over here is his son, Tarkun, which, oh my goodness, if you saw the previous episode 2, especially that big battle in Barca al-Marj, which was an epic battle, even though when I say epic, we don't mean in terms of numbers of men involved, but we mean is that the number of how many were left standing as the battle was won when we defeated it against the enemy, and there were only 4 of us left standing in fighting condition, and we won. and I gotta thank my son Tarkun, which he's not the highest prowess skilled character I've ever seen, but he made a difference. But still, he's worthy of praise as we will go to this, as we'll be heading back to this part of northwestern Egypt in Cyrenaica, which is not today's part of Libya. But still, as great as my son, what he did and what he accomplished, unfortunately my son and heir, he did a bad thing in his personal life, which I should have gotten him married earlier if I wasn't so occupied with taking Barca. He's got lover's pox, marked by blisters and infection. Tarkun is afflicted by a venereal disease. That's all because he got it from that lover of his. Although it's not revealed to me, but I blackmailed him with a strong hook because of the child's heritage. And it's not shown here, but I know who. I know who that woman is, and I banished her from the realm. This is the child. And this is the one. She was my former spy master, and she is responsible for the lover's pox. I had her punished for it. I mean, I was gonna torture her, but due to her craven trait, I scared her into giving up that secret, and I know that she was responsible for doing that with my son. But she's 46 now, so that's past childbearing age, so you shouldn't worry about any more potential children who are born out of wedlock. And if I want to, I could expose your secret. Which means, in turn, that's gonna make Tarkun the adulterer. And under Sunni law, adultery is punishment for both male and female. Christians only punish the female's adultery while they shun the male, but here we do both. But I feel that because of what he accomplished, and he did a Blade Master's thing, and in which he helped us won a victory in one of those battles of Barca. And it wasn't even a war, it was a raid that drew them over here after that epic battle. But as far as his skills concerned, with good diplomacy, average martial, terrible stewardship, no intrigue, but plenty of learning. Which unfortunately, the other sons of mine do not have the skills as he does. They cannot compare. So, but still, it's gonna have to be Tarkun, and I will not disinherit him, knowing that he committed adultery, but I'm going to keep that secret I just only blackmailed him. But remember, he killed 2 men. By men, I mean known characters who were Faris. And this was all during that same battle in Barca. This was during that time. Especially this man, who was the best fighter out of all of them. Which, to be real honest, had Tarkun not killed Isa here, we would have lost that battle. We still sing Tarkun's praises even though he's son and heir. While I remain the elder statesman. And speaking of statesmen, before this gets out of hand with them intervening in other people's wars, my Sultan Al-Abbas, son of Malik Ahmed Ibn Tulu. Well, I'm gonna pay homage to him because I have the prestige for it. I can formally and publicly pledge allegiance to my liege, strengthening trust and legitimacy of all our positions. I never paid homage to the man who appointed me, as we've discussed in previous episodes, only because we just didn't have time and I was focused on let's raise some funds to expand our military and expand our control into the areas I'm supposed to be living in. I was originally in Tobruk, now in Barca. Remember, you can only pay homage to the same liege once. I don't have enough gold, but a weak hook on me, which could mean, like I say, he'll probably want to, you know, offer a war to sign Guardian, or something along those lines. But that'll add you a bit of renown. Give nothing just means you get less renown gain, and that's what I'm focused on. Renown. Oh, he's more interested in being an administrator, so I will say that, yes, I'm gonna have to give him he'll have a hook on me. I don't usually go for that option, but it's something that needs to be done. Servants ushered me to Sultan Al-Abbas' great hall in the Masjid, where he sits his throne waiting to hear my pledge. I kneel at the feet of my lord and pledge many oaths of homage, as describes a court event. Then comes my promise that he may call me for any favor, as the loyal support of the Sultan on all of his endeavors. He bids me to arise, confirm satisfaction, along with my rights to the lands I rule in this state. Let us hope it's a small favor. So I gain 50 renown for this. And he gains that prestige. My homage ends, so he has a hook on me. Oh no, I gain. That's will happen for me. He gains opinion of me, and I gain prestige. Even though it costs me to do that, and then I get some of that prestige back. But I needed it just to get a little more of that renown gain. If I picked the regular option, just demonstration, I would have gained about 50 renown. And to get that first Dynasty legacy, Trans-Saharan Trade is what I'm going to be focused on. And this is the reason why I want it. Diplomatic range increased, less attrition taken in deserts, since you got to get used to living here. And also increases the chances of Trans-Saharan merchants spawning in your court if your realm capital is located in North Africa or the Sahel. Now, what is the Trans-Saharan merchants you speak of, since we've yet to encounter one in this series? If you own a territory in North Africa or the Sahel, roughly the northern half of West Africa, there is a chance of Trans-Saharan merchants will spawn in your court every now and then. You can choose to make use of their connections, which grants you a character modifier, boosting your income, as well as granting other bonuses, which, depending on which cultural or ethnic group they come from, either Berber, Arab, West African, or Jewish. You could get these bonuses even if you do not invite them to your court. The Trans-Saharan Dynasty track has a couple of Dynasty legacies to improve this mechanic. The first one in the track, ships of the desert, increases these chances of events trigger. The third, gold and salt, unlocks the decision network with Trans-Saharan merchants, which increases the chances of events triggering even more for a short duration of time, while providing other economic bonuses. So, of course, this reminds you of the Silk Road decision, when decision reinforced Silk Road communities. Which, since we don't live in the Silk Road anymore, so we got to get to, so we got to get an alternative. Go for this. And of course, there's that decision to establish Sigil Masa's mints, to take it to improve Sigil Masa's prosperity. Now, Sigil Masa is far away from here. It's actually way over there, but this is the area, but it's different native name, obviously. Which I doubt I will go that far in that series, since I'm more interested in Egypt. I'm Egyptian oriented. But I will say that if you're looking for a Trans-Saharan playthrough that is rather interesting, let me recommend you. I mean, I never done it, but someone else had already did, which I'm like, you know what? I like what he was doing. Is a YouTuber by the name of the Ash Heriter. He did the a Berber Amazigh playthrough, where he started his series in Tuat there. But instead of an Ibadi Buddha, he was a Amazigh Buddha. So he was an Amazigh Berber, in which he expanded upwards to Sigil Masa, all the way to Tadmeka, Lagwat, Mazab, and eventually expanded all the way up into Tunis. That's just one great example of a Trans-Saharan trade playthrough, along with the flavors as part of the SUS flavor pack. And yeah, SUS, there it is. Where it's also the home of the Argon forests. Which again, if you're looking for that playthrough, Ash Heriter is the one you're looking for. He completed that series a few months ago, so the whole playlist is available for viewing. So I recommend you people to check it out. But now let's focus on here and now. Well, there is another way to gain a little bit of that Dynasty. No, excuse me, the renown. We need to send a skilled Silk Road entertainers to somewhere. Just somewhere in the world. I could petition the Liege, but the problem is increased capital development would be nice. There's no need to send bailiffs because there's no counties and low controls. We're getting that up control. No reason to fortify borders. Resettle subjects would also cause a little bit of that popular opinion to go down, which would not be a good idea. We need to get these people more acceptable one of these days. All in time. My son Banda has impressed with one of the household fairies for a very long time. After finding me impressed, he's been repeating the warrior's words to himself. Greatness comes in time. Be there to grasp when it does. Yes. Patience is good. Currently we are building a small harbor here for the trade port because we need some income and start getting that development up while we're trying to get the control up. So, no doubt in this episode will be a little more economic focused. I'm willing to spend my money to send skilled Silk Road entertainers. In other words, we're sending Sogdian women to somewhere who cares. It's useful if you're looking to make alliances, but I got enough alliances. because I want that Dynasty legacy that relates to the Trans-Saharan Trade. Scheme in the court. My spirit comes with great news. While we do not yet know who, someone's plotted to kill my furries. Azar. Azar. One leg. Peg leg Azar. You have any rivals? Oh, I suspect that it must be my wife, as she's a bit sadistic. I know it was you, so I suggest you better calm down. Remember, due to our diplomatic range, our furthest range is in Croatia. But the real question is, which one of you guys up there likes me the, or at least, the better question is, who hates me the least? Huh. You seem to like me. It's like, yeah, you view me as evil. Skilled tactician, that's why. She's a woman. Attracted to me because, keep in mind, because of our Sogdian tradition of Fatua, with the martial education traits are more valued. See? Attraction opinion up. So yes, even people from far away think it's like, oh, a Sogdian who's got a martial education? How interesting. That's what a woman would say. So I could say, hey, Slavonia, catch. This is something they do not see in these parts at all, until now. I gained some prestige. I'll gain a little bit of renown just to get us closer. And have a slightly higher opinion. I'm not looking to make an alliance with them. That's too far away from here. It's just, say, quick, go far. Here you go. A gift of entertainers for Crusader. When a powerful extranet like myself wants to make a great impression on another member of the elite, a basic gift of silk, gold, or other luxuries not suffice. Across the prosperous lands of Eurasia and the so-called Silk Road, people are a more memorable gift one can provide, or to be more specific, entertainers like musicians, dancers, and acrobats, as well as beautiful slaves and courtesans who give further visual and even pleasurable twists to entertainment. Why give a few measly silk robes or pieces of jewelry when I could truly show my wealth, status, and authority this way? I decided to present a troop of skilled entertainers and slaves from Barca al-Maj. They will become part of our court and serve well for years to come. A gesture of diplomatic goodwill. I'm sure when they see that, those Croats up there are wondering, like, where did they come from? Until somebody asks them, Sogdiansky? Yes, that's how you say Sogdian as in a plural form in the Serbo-Croatian language. Sogdiansky. Or the feminine form, Sogdianska. And since we have this Russian over here, the Starosta, and if a Russian were to call us Sogdian, they would say Sogdianskaya. Oh, speaking of her, my ex-one, I cannot help but notice that you might benefit from some monetary aid. My steward, Starosta Rostislava, retains her eye contact. She proposes an arrangement, a loan to ease the burden on my treasury. I wouldn't want to gain stressed, but I will say your help is appreciated, Rostislava, so I will borrow 75 gold from her. I will need to use the repay loan decision to repay the loan at any given time, and she'll have a weak hook on me, which I doubt she'll ever use that because she's the mayor. Starosta. So, at least I got some of that money, but don't use it right now. Just raise it a bit. Unless we get it to an event or a decision that will give us a lot more money, and we'll be all right. But again, I'm not desperate for cash. Despite the fact this is a different kind of Sunni Islam in this part of the region of my capital, but those suspected false converts thing, this modifier will last for a very long time, so that's going to be an issue. So whenever we get a much more sustainable income, as we will build more structures, just be fortunate you're living in Berber country, where the Saharan nomads, where all of its holdings is a reduced cost of construction and building in either desert or oasis. But unfortunately, this is drylands, not desert nor oasis. So look again. No, it doesn't say that benefit. Except I have that praying for protection up because of that character modifier, which will expire in 5 years. So, yeah, that was a little stupid of me, but it's just me being pious due to my past experience. Now the old age is catching up to me. Are there any other areas that's having control issues? Oh no, don't worry about that. Just focus on trained commanders. 12% chance increase of improving or finding new commanders and knights. I may have to promote cultural acceptance with those locals here. But for the Egyptian culture over there, at least we're slowly becoming accepted. But the current acceptance is not there right now. But we do share the majority religion. Plus, cosmopolitan, and somebody of that culture is open-minded. Not him, someone else. So it helps a little, for starters. He has created Gorani, a divergent culture of Kurdish. If you want to build cheaper buildings, this is the place to be. Again, desert, desert, desert. Here, drylands, but more development. But boy, would I love to live in Siwa one day. Because it's highly fortified. So you could say, like if our backs were against, if our backs were against the wall, Siwa would be the last place to fall back to. But of course, you need to fight against Alexandria for that. Almost there. Again, despite what Tarkun did, I am not going to disinherit him, nor am I going to punish him for what he did. No. He's a good fighter. And he helped us eventually get to the lands that we now live in. Also, I'd love to save up my money on crop fields, just for more tax income. Ah, crud, peasant rabble. While I was in the castle town of Banda, his attention was caught by a criminal chained at a pillory. Banda lifted his head and made a show of ignoring the criminals begging for water. You don't... Well, I'll just say good. Let him know his place. Patient but arrogant. Oh, he expanded. Also, what's going on over there? Oh. You're intervening a war. Lamia, and you are fighting against... Oh, well. So you're meaning fighting against Nubians. Now, Nubians, those are the people you do not want to mess with. It's the land of the bow. And they have Nile archers. They do very well in floodplains, oases, and drylands. Not so much on open desert. They're the pupil shooters. Okay. Now, ships of the desert. This will lower the attrition taken in the desert just to show that, hey, our Sogdian dynasty that's been living for some time, we've learned that get used to the open desert. Back in the old home of Farghani, it was very fertile country. Plains, farmlands, all greenery. Whereas in Sogdia proper, it's full of drylands, with a little bit of desert mountains. But around here, it's all desert with some dryland. So now this will increase the chance that we'll start seeing Trans-Saharan merchants to come here. Hopefully. So we can get a little more income. It's a wonder that how we Sogdians were once the middlemen of the Silk Road. But now I'm going to be, instead of trading for silk, we'd be trading in gold. Because that's the main export from the Trans-Saharan trade. In fact, look, mainly we show the Silk Road map here, but there is a Trans-Saharan. So if you want to get to this Trans-Saharan trading post for more money, you got to take Tripoli. But obviously it's kind of far from here and dangerous unless we can bring all of our allies en masse. So if I want to, I could declare either a holy war or a... let me see. This is regarding sea zones. This is the Gulf of Sidra. And then there's the coast of Tripoli. So that's an idea. That's like it. Like instead of going east to the much more fertile and richer lands of Egypt, like what if we establish ourselves in Tripoli, just to give us a little more income, especially the trade value. Smooth market oversight there. The diligence of the local Mutasib is helping to make transactions easy and trustworthy. Oh boy. I know this modifier is set to expire soon over there, but now you have my attention. It's almost like I want to set up my own colony over there for my own personal domain. But they are Ibadi Muslims, so gotta be careful with them. Whereas over there, there's Sunni just like us, and a much stronger force. I'm kind of tempted. In the search for more wealth, Tripolitana is the place to be. Not to mention, pretty good development. Yeah, go for it. You know, I was responsible for lowering the pikemen because we were cutting costs. I think we may have to bring that back. Because what does he have in long resistance? He's got camel riders and Moorish cavalry, meaning they do well in the desert. More Moorish cavalry, bowmen and light footmen. Whereas for us and our allies, we have everything that we can throw at. I mean, not just our levies and fighters, but so our allies. Which of course it'll take time to get it all assembled. But my only concern is the separation of the sea zone of Costa Tripoli to the Gulf of Sidra. So Gulf of Sidra, Libyan Sea. So actually there is a connection. Sort of. I know you can't see it, but I mean, you see the fog roll out there, so that'll do. Or the alternative route is to just go further inland. Which, if we were to ever fight against them one day, betray our ally and all that, which you could do that, but breaking an alliance is a major flaw, because you see, this is what happens. If you do that, you would lose your level of fame. You attacked an ally, which lowers the general opinion of just about everybody. And plus, what do they even have over there? They do have a city, and they got plenty of buildings, which would definitely help us out economically. Cooperative with those stonemasons. You might as well just control all of Libya, don't you think? But it's part of the Aghlabid Sultanate of Africa. Which I'm sure in the future he'll be fighting de jure claimant wars. Which he does have the capability that he'll probably want all of this. Especially him being Sunni, he'll probably want Tripolitana. Whoop, that's it. Raise up. I ain't paying that loan back. We were definitely planning on an expeditionary war. For the search of more money. Akbar. Look at you, mastermind philosopher. You can marry. Just to keep that alliance locked. Well, I may have to switch that focus back to strategy. My prowess skill ain't what it used to be, but have it in a quest for more wealth. The Trans-Saharan Trade it is. All we need to do is just establish ourselves here. I mean, we do have the main size for it. And if you want it all, you're only going to be taking Tripolitana and Jafara. Jafara is another close coastline. But is part of the Trans-Saharan Trade, which it seems to come from the Fezzan route. Goes up and then into Tripoli, which in turn continues to move up the coast all the way to At Tunis. So that's where it is. So that's just what we need. Before I can go east, deep into Egypt, we must go get more wealth. I mean, you're the one that decided to go for the Trans-Saharan Trade Dynasty legacies. But now, it just seems that we will have our own thing over there. Which seems like a genius idea. So now we're starting to make a little bit of income again. Al-Farghani, you're starting to improve your martial a bit, so at least we're training you to be better before you will become the next ruler here. Bond does seem to enjoy our latest feast immensely. He got along quite well with everyone he spoke to, even the adult guests. Hey, never hurts to make friends. Yeah. So we have to go the inland route. His strength is inferior when we can bring all of our allies en masse. But if we try to raid him, that will be problematic. He's got mustering grounds. We Sogdians do not, but currently exposed to. Which again, the culture head is from that man over there. So he's the only one that's responsible for choosing. Going for Gavelkind, and in 20 years we'll have mustering grounds where we can increase the size of the men-at-arms regiments. Again, I'll switch my focus on strategy when it's time to go to war. Now is not the time. As much as I would like to invest a little more, but I feel that if we need more wealth, we have to get this. Get it before the Agodids do. Because if they got there first, then our opportunity would forever be lost. This is from Tamas. Oh, an intelligent one. Let me give him a Muslim name. Mukhtar. So I would say we probably won't go to war till we have like 50 plus gold at least. Or that loan. How much is that loan? 75. Okay, 75 gold it is. Takes 2 years. My skilled steward. My steward, Starosta Rostislava, has proven herself highly capable, especially in administrative matters. There are some projects I would like to undertake in the Montana of Algeria. Each with your blessing, of course. Not that concerned with prestige, but do take the reins. Help with the development of this land. Every little bit helps. No one quick development. Alright. Salah. He is dull, but at least he knows how to fight. Come on in. Because we're preparing for an expeditionary war to get to Tripoli for wealth. Oh, actually there is one more thing I should do. I should spar with one of my fellow men, so we can hone our skills. So I will keep my skills, sharp, in order to be ready for combat. This is my second wife, by the way. In case you're wondering, who's that? What month does it expire again? October. I saunter between the market stalls of Barca al-Maj, a heavy pouch tugging at my belt. How do I make this coin work for me? As I admire the wares of the local jeweler, exquisite filigree, a sound investment, my steward, Rostislava, sound appears at my side. A word of advice, my liege? Have a look at the smithy over there. The wares might be simple, but their potential is great. You know what? Turn a quick progress on clever trades. As much as I'd like to get either to this, which would help out, but I'm an old man. I'm not expected to live too long, so there's no reason for that. But I can understand the investment, which would help with the holding taxes, which is good. Or a Smithy investment to lower the army maintenance. Even more holding taxes. But no, I'd rather gain some money on it. Just turn a quick profit with some clever trades. Just build up the war chest and to repay the loan whenever the time comes. Put the rally point here in Benghazi. So we will follow the coastal route to Tripoli. So we're starting our own North African campaign soon. Son of Akbar. Grandson of mine. Disciple. What kind of name is that? Anyways. Oh, it says it's phase on the rating. At least we have those two that'll get close. Gain men and arms negotiation for 5 years. Oh, excellent. Lowering the men and arms maintenance and therefore increasing the income a bit. This is good timing. Striving a misstrive. Amir Abdul Hassan, I don't know why he keeps sending poetry to me. He could have sent somebody else. So now he says, quarrel in Al-Farghani. When red-plumed war comes to his lands, it cannot have expected this firebrand, so let none challenge his bold intent, or else terrible rain shall their bodies be rent. So far I kept thoughts to myself, but the buzz has grown too dramatic to ignore for much longer. Get the prestige back. Yeah, I like it. Here's the problem with this type of warfare. Since you are declaring a holy war, other Ibadi rulers may join. Like who? I mean, those are allies, but anyone nearby? No. They're screwed. Remember, we got till October, so it's likely war will be declared this November. We're only relying on our own men and our own wits to defeat the enemy, as well as the allies. A county in need. These are tumultuous times for the of Derna. Report after report arrives dealing with the dire states of affairs in the area, and the peasants have started muttering about alternative solutions. What's the popular opinion over there? 15. Of course, because of cultural acceptance. That I will admit I will neglect these people, but there will come a time where we'll start a little bit of cultural acceptance with them, but I do not plan on hybridizing with them. I'm saving that for the Egyptian. Increase the tax as punishment. So we get a little more income out of that. Or lack thereof. My own daughter. Sanakaram. Keep an eye on it in case they are intervening a war that belongs to one of the allies. Oh good, that'll keep them busy. That means we can just come in, take Tripoli with little opposition. Just come in and take the objective. I mean, you holdings are 6. Can't do conquest of a duchy because you're not illustrious. Not that I plan on it. Unless you just want Tripoli, then that's it. And it costs less, you know. But a holy war sounds a little proper to me. Plus, we have double the size. So he's intervening in a war. That means his ally cannot come in to help him out. Remember, this October. Just a few more months. Few more months. So I don't know if I want Jafara in addition to, Tamasp increased his martial a bit. Too bad you don't have the prowess skill. Ye gods. Curse of death's fallen upon my court. A case of smallpox has been discovered. The unfortunate victim is my father's Kasawach. The taint possession his flesh is dangerous soul. While he remains afflicted, no life of court is safe. Isolate him and pray for redemption. Oh gosh, he's gout ridden and has smallpox. That man's got poor health. Hopefully it doesn't spread to the whole court. Adds another case of, I need to get the hell out of here. Hoplites of Riwa. What's that? Hoplites or Hoplites of Riwa. Ah. They're smaller, but it's mainly light footmen. Fortunately, his health's really poor, but he sounds like he would be a useful man. Okay, till the 27th. Once you're at the 27th, I need to go spar with one of my men and hopefully win the little sparring match in order to prepare for war. Okay. My prowess skill's gone down, but I'm not going to let the old age hinder me. You won't do that because I know we had issues together, but it's kind of too bad you can't use that hook by say, it's like, hey, you owe me a favor, and we're going to spar whether you like it or not. But that's not going to be it. So we need somebody a little evenly matched. Hey, new guy. You ain't all that bright, so be spending plenty of prestige for this. I replaced my hammer for a mace, so for a few brief moments, Sala and I pace in lazy half circles, each watching for an opening. I lift my mace, ready to defend myself, while he clutches his mace firmly to hand. This fight may only be till first blood, but that does ease my nerves. With a sudden twitch, our bout begins. Sala tries hesitantly to launch a rapid thump at me, but the blow is easily swatted away. So what he did was, it was a medium increase to his likelihood of success, but had a high increase to his risk of injury. Oh, I'm gonna tire him. Is that the best you got? You can't even hit me. So playing defensive time will allow him to tire himself while I stay fresh, so it becomes harder to injure myself. Take it easy on an old man like me, alright? Time and again, I backpedal, dodge, and weave, always keeping just within tempting target distance. Soon, Sala showing signs of exhaustion. Sala tries hesitantly to launch a rapid thump at me, but the blow is easily swatted away. My form is excellent, with little chance of mistake, and his stance is a disaster. I have yet to open up my opponent's guard at all, and I see no way yet to claim victory. So he tried that move again, and he screwed it up again. Let's just play it safe, alright? You can't hit me! Taking my time, staying calm, mixing relentless parrying and infuriating dodges, I inexorably rode my opponent's energy. To Salah's credit, it takes longer than I would have thought, but eventually the sheer duration of our vow begins to take a visible stance on him. I leave it a while longer just to be certain, goading my foe to keep attacking with occasional rapid thumps, then smack the mace from his hand with a single crushing thwack. Exhausted, Salah yields, and then careens face first in the dirt. I am victorious. I put my weapon down and turn to Salah, giving him a customary round of applause as he does the same. Well fought, my Ixuane. Though I am defeated, Salah whispers. Though remember, do not let this victory go to your head. I am not your enemy. They are still out there. Bah, I feel just fine. A good bout. So, this is my ego talking. So I've gained delusions of superiority, which lowers the prowess a little bit, while lowering my advantage. And same for him. November now. So the sparring part was that sprained ankle, which isn't going to go away anytime soon. So, but that will negate a bit of that penalty due to the Fatua. Again, my prowess skill ain't what it used to be. Salah, hold on. Salah. He got Valiant Knight instead. Okay, but the text said otherwise, so I'm the one that got a sprained ankle. But I won the duel. Well, we said, alright, you may be dull, but you are valiant. So be proud of your little accomplishment. But we have to imagine that in his old age, he just got a sprained ankle. But that ain't gonna hinder him because of who he is. So that means he'll have to bring his other ally, which is from way further over there. So that means he may have an easier time to deal with him, which he is leading an army. Which he is located over there, so his army is already present there, so that means it's open season for Tripoli. I mean, there's room for two. So do you want both Tripolitana and Jafara? I mean, these are two areas that's part of the Trans-Saharan Trade Route. Just gives a little more holding taxes. Failed business in Denver's over there. And of course it's held by Ibadi's, a different kind of Islam, which we ought to have that converted. And then eventually we got to start accepting the Berbers here, since I've been living among them for so long. And a possibility that I might move my capital from... No, you already did once, you can't move it again. That means whoever's going to be the owner of Tripolitana when I'm gone is going to be hell to pay, because it's very valuable to us. The other alternative, we could loot, but we can get all that loot by occupation anyway. Trans-Saharan Trading Post. I mean, again, this is very, very tempting. And look at the tax it provides compared to the one we live in. I mean, it's almost as much, but taking control of this part of the trade route. Again, I'm not going to be the kind of person that would try to go for all of this. That's not my intention. But it would be nice if our dynasty were one to hold this part of the Trans-Saharan Trade Route and the other this part of the Silk Road. But it's not the whole Silk Road where you have communications with, because we're not in Mesopotamia, nor do we ever plan on it. So we will forge our own destiny. Just go a little bit of this way so we can build up our economies here for both. And then eventually we'll expand eastward towards the direction of Alexandria. And maybe one day, who knows? And perhaps also expand upon the into this area. Let me see. Yeah, here, desert way stations there. Though it's not part of Egypt, but it is something that should be noted. Especially that there's mining settlements over there. Whenever Egypt retakes this part, as it's held by Koranists. So the enemy is over there right now, and as we stated before, it's open season for us. So we're going to declare a holy war for the Harara Tajilet. Ibadi rulers may join the war, but there are hardly any out there. So we have to bring all allies in. Let's go. Now will you join? That would be able to convince him. So I gained some prestige and then spent some prestige. What has he done? Oh, fornicator. But since we're at war, so I'm gonna need you. We can't deal with criminals at the moment. Good thing I saved up all the money. I said, here's some of my entertainers from all the way from Sogdian. These women that came. Now, well, I still have a great deal of advantage, but we can increase that. Now I have 32. But they say the quickest route is through the sea. But I will take the long way around. Because I am not in the mood to spend my money. You got 12 months. And again, bringing all these allies in because I am not taking any chances. Because our army is not the best army, but we do have the best fighters. But in terms of military organization, not the best. Smallpox outbreak. My mufti. Smallpox is still around. But at least the court's position is now a renowned position ever since I hired you. Be there in 3 months. The outbreak of smallpox that ravaged my court is finally over. Its victims have either recovered or departed from this world. My court here ensures that all the bodies have been properly disposed of and that the threat is completely gone. Finally, we are safe. Back into fighting shape. You may have the gout, but that ain't gonna stop you from serving your liege is me. But unfortunately, my Mufti died. So we have a new one, and he's of an Egyptian origin. We're definitely going to need you in order to convert the land here. When we take full control of it. Eek, what else? What else? I had something else in my mind. Oh, yes. Alright, who's in? Ah, the new Mufti. Ready to serve. Alright, meet up in Tripoli. Just go get yourself a ship and get to us. You guys brought siege weapons, did you? Yes, some of them do have siege weapons, okay. But which army is the one that has the siege weaponry? It's not this one. Okay, what about you two? No, it's all horse. This is all... And here comes the ships out there. God dang it! Which one's the one that has the boats? I mean, which one of these has the siege weapons? There's the enemy. That's Tripoli, all right. Wow. You beat us to it. Alright. We're all here. Get in here. They shouldn't oppose us. Now that we brought the mass numbers over here. Glad y'all came. It'll take 7 months. I was originally thinking about switching back to that martial focus as far as being a strategist concerned. Oh, they now brought some additional infantry. Well, don't worry. If we're attacked, the allies will follow. Deal with that peasant revolt eventually, when we return. There's a lot of loot waiting for us, and I can't wait to collect it. Looks like you left your ally high and dry. Oh good, capture life. He's got plenty of money, so that means get ready to pay up lots of it. And I can't wait to repay that loan once it's all said and done. So if we were to engage... There is no defensive buildings here. They definitely have more soldiers. Have more commander traits, but will you follow? "9 days, finish your siege. Because we're about to engage in a battle. You want your second wife? You better pay up the same amount of money as you did with your first. We'll probably win here, now that we have meaningful numbers. Anything else? can't afford to pay, well then you are SOL. If you know what that means. Hopefully this sprained ankle better not be the end of me. But Tarkon, hope you do well in your next fight. Because you're one of the best fighters that I've ever seen. So remember, after we defeat the enemy army, then we'll take Zuara, and then it'll be complete. In fact, I think just winning the battle will be enough to win the war, and then this land will be ours. So this is it. Oh, Yuba. That was my marshal. What did we capture? The sun and air. From the Rustamids. Excellent. That's big money, because you have the air. Now wait for it. You got it. Now, we end this. And it took you only 12 months. And we better get back home. No, yeah, it'll be fine. If we disbanded, then we'll be able to reform back up there. Now we can repay that loan. I have a debt hanging over me and is unbecoming the next one. Time has come to repay the money I owe. So pay her to Rusty Salvax. Send it back the money. Just like that. There, now you have all 6 of the holding that domain. And yes, due to the war, this holding disabled to avoid the penalties being above the domain, and will re-able in 13 months, or when it's no longer above the limit. So trading post is blocked. This is what happens if you fight in any part of warfare in either Silk Road or the Trans-Saharan routes. As you can see, it's marked in red. So that's blocked trade route. And since there was a conflict there, occupation and raid blocks trade route and neighboring countries will be blocked together. Blocked trade routes will decrease the trade value and disable the trading post building. And this effect will last about a year. Fair enough. But boy, they are mad. Because it's a hostile faith here. Well, time for you to get to work. It'll take us 5 years. We should petition at least to help us with the control. That's another thing we should do. And who is the heir to Tripoli? Who's going to inherit that? No, not that, you dummy. Oh, good. Tarkun. Get to hold both Barca and Tripolitania, so we have the control of the trade. That's what I want. Zuara has no buildings here. This is also a hostile faith. And it's... yeah, this is a different one. Alright, Mufti. Get to work on converting Tripolitania to Sunnism. And if our income goes up very well because of the trade by next year, then the time has come to start having some cultural acceptance of those locals. And before I can even officially begin to spend my money, we gotta deal with that peasant revolt first. Here it is. Yeah, it's over in Tobruk, where I originally lived for a period of time. High advantage. Yeah, I did not take that well focus off. It's a good thing. One second. How long is she going to be around? Is Rusty Slava? You're 53. Your health is still fine. You're never too old to go to the Hajj. Hey, that's something I should spend my money on. Go to the Hajj. I thought I was never going to be able to do that, but well, once we deal with this peasant revolt, then I'll go and take a Hajj. You can never be too old to take it. So, go for it. To collect taxes effectiveness, which just increases it. More of the domain taxes here. Because you need at least 100 gold to go to the Hajj. Where do you think you're going? Stupid move, but I'm gonna recruit him. It's a thing with, hey, we have a shortage of good fighting fighters, and having another one in our service would be much grander. All that. So we better get these people converted before they do anything rash. So you have Barca, and son will inherit Tripoli in addition. And what is that terrain here? Drylands. Okay. Don't build it. Go undertake the Hajj like a good Muslim you're supposed to be, as you are temperate. Now, the Hajj to the Mecca is one of the pillars of my faith. The time has come for me to undertake it and fulfill my duty as a Muslim. It is a very long pilgrimage from my capital to Mecca. Longer journeys provide more piety, but are more expensive. Used to be a long pilgrimage because you used to be based in Tobruk, but since you moved a little further west, now it's very long. Prepare for the journey. The time has come for me to undertake the pilgrimage to Mecca. It's been commanded of me, as it has for all Muslims, to show my submission to Allah. I have waited for this for my entire life. As I prepare for my journey, I know that I will travel safely under the protection of Allah. My destination lies far from home, but in service to heaven, even my own realm must wait. It's time to depart. Call me Kaki. Well, soon you're going to learn to respect me and of my dynasty. Lost. I could have sworn this was supposed to be the path onwards. None of my companions or I have managed to find our way back to Pilgrimage Hall. Are we even looking at the right stars at night? It feels like I've been wasting weeks. Oh gosh. I swear, it's just a little farther in this direction. I am not in the mood for a mental breakdown. And not in the mood to spend money. courtier. No, not release. Grants unemployment courtier. You find that so? I'm sorry, they're gonna have to wait in the dungeon for that. I'm gonna get poor help for this. No, I'm still feeling fine, surprisingly. Despite the fact that I have a tiny health penalty after spraining an ankle, but for getting lost, your effect will only last 5 years. So till you're 60. This is where Mecca is. The Hajj Pilgrimage. As I near Mecca, I find myself now standing before the Miqat, the boundary between the sacred spaces of Mecca and the outside world. From this point on, I must enter the state of undergoing a ritual cleansing and wearing only the prescribed attire. I must also refrain from sexual acts, swearing, arrogant, or rude thoughts. Oh, jeez. Oh, hey. Don't say the jeez part. I know what you're trying to say. Just say, like, something more simple, like, oh boy, or oh dear. You know, that's more proper. I don't want... I mean, it sounds pious and all, but you're going to become a devoted servant anyway once it's all said and done. In fact, you're about to be. In the next month, actually. So I'll take a hit by saying, it's not like anyone will know if I slip up. Because I'm that kind of person who is wrathful. Lines expired. There you go. Month has passed and you are a devoted servant. After my long journey, I arrived at Mecca, ready to complete the Hajj. I've walked 7 times around the Kaaba, touching the black stone on each circuit. I prayed at the place of Abraham, drank water from the Zamzam well, walked between Safa and Marwa 7 times, sacrificed to Allah. The next rite I must complete is to cut my hair. Traditionally, men shave all of it off, but suspension is occasionally granted to cut off only part. Women are restricted to just a lock. What do I gain out of this? Really? This character's head's been shaven clean, a sign of their recent completion of the Hajj. Does it really affect my character's appearance? Yes, it did! But as you can see, I'm still wearing my Sogdian cap, which is, again as a reminder, reflected on the heritage. Tough soldier, aggressive attacker. Meanwhile, at the end of this year's Hajj draws near, after 2 days of Rami al-Jamawat, or the stoning of the devil, I'm ready to complete the final ritual of Tawaf al-Wada and say farewell to Mecca. May I see your walls once again. Demonstrate a display of submission. So, yeah, I no longer have that long Iranian hairstyle, so I just shaved completely bald for the next couple of months. But quite honestly, I think I kind of look better without all that head full of hair, for the time being at least. So there you have it. My journey has been a long one, but I've finally come home again. While much remains the same, something has changed in how the imams and ulamas treat me. I've undergone a journey of a holy man, They insisted they changed something about me, whether I could see myself or not. It's good to be home. It's your first child. No, the daughter. Excuse me. Sometimes I just can't keep track of things. Who's attacking you? No, you are attacking. Are you insane? I am not going over there. So I'm gonna ignore that call from the Alliance. To join you. No. I'm ignoring that. Another old man is gone. No longer the master of the hunt. Well, whenever my liege returns from his war, then I'm sure soon enough I got a call to get a petition. But it seems everybody wants to install somebody, but none can agree on anything. It's just more bickering. In 2 months, the Trans-Saharan Trade Post will be open again. Bad luck or ghosts. And today my hair just grew back. Something has been off recently. Yes, my hair grew back. And I don't mean the major events that's been happening around my life. What I mean is on a smaller scale, a more mundane scale. I felt as if things have not been going my way. It's the little things that stress me out, like misplaced items, or how I seem to bite my tongue by accident a lot these days. A imam I know happened to be staying in the area, and concluded that my spate of bad luck is caused by a ghost of some sort who's been following me around, as if there is indeed a ghost. It's hard to say whether it's genuinely malevolent or benevolent, and unaware of the harm it is causing me. I was told that it needs to be dealt through an exorcism, if I am to be rid of its troubling influence. I'm not sure about this, and yet I might have to. Haunted by a ghost. Some claim that this character suffers a lot of bad luck because they're haunted by a ghost. But is this true or merely superstition? And I can take a decision to exorcise that ghost who's been following me. But until then, my stewardship has been lowered, so is the intrigue, while I gain a minor health penalty. But if you want to get rid of it, you may just go see an exorcist. And then again, it might be unwise to provoke the spirits. And of course, maybe there isn't a ghost to begin with. Your misfortune may be a coincidence. And the character modifier might disappear on its own. How would you proceed? Well, my health ain't the best what it used to be because I got lost. Which one would think? Maybe the ghost did it. Hey. Till November next year. Crud. Because I needed to get to the petition, but I believe he likes me well enough. So, I need him to send bailiffs to help raise the county control. Now, I'm escorted into the Sultan's throne room where he beckons for me to approach and address him. I carefully describe the problems that my fighting faces, resistant to my authority and beset by vagabonds, and request assistance in restoring order. After listening to the speech, he sits in silence for several moments as he mulls my petition off. Eventually, he addresses me. You make some good arguments, but if I'm to agree to your request, I'll need something in return. Surely you would see a benefit for both of us to come to an arrangement. Didn't I give you a hook? Yes, you did. So, probably give it to him again. Oh, pay money? Okay. which will pay 50 gold. So I will pay 50 gold to him. The Sultan loses 75 gold, as he will pay to send his people his way. So all counties with less than 6 control, the control level will change by +10, and he will gain royal betas for the next 5 years, which will help the control go, but lowers popular opinion. An increased control in county will progress much faster in counties with this modifier, and gain a bit of renown for this. So fair offer. Anything to get this up faster. But of course, this makes these people more mad than ever. So every little bit helps. But hey, slightly more control, so that means it'll take about 3 years now. Lively livestock. Additional payment in the recent trade. I find myself in possession of a large herd of cattle. I've been assured that the animals are of the highest quality, but the question remains, what should be done with the remains? Actually, the hides will turn to a nice product. Bring the cleaver, because I need the gold. So this is a reminder. These are the levels of that trading post, and if you want to get this up, you gotta have a keep. That's till the early medieval era. But I still have plans to invest in this area here. For the farms and fields is what I'm trying to say one next time. Let me see. The amount of income we're getting is better than ever now. Especially now that we're trying to get more control. And remember, it was 2 some odd of the taxes, but that was their capital. And we are taxing non-believers here because it's part of our doctrine with the jizya. So these guys are paying a jizya tax, but it would be much better to convert. Just for that popular opinion. But you know what? I gotta get that exorcist. I can't handle it anymore. There are rumors of my recent spate of bad luck and issues is due to a problematic ghost that's been following me around. Is such a ghost even real? Can I find a way to resolve this issue? I will seek the aid of a exorcist to see if it's possible to exorcise the ghost, with hopefully a positive outcome instead of a negative one. Historical context. Spirits of the dead featured in the folklore and mythology of virtually every culture around the world since time immemorial. Sometimes they were friendly, oftentimes they weren't, and each culture developed its own special methods for dealing with such spirits when they were perceived to be causing trouble. Gotta go seek out an imam, not an exorcist, but you know what I mean. I meet with the imam who was recommended to me as an excellent exorcist. Of course, in exchange for such services, I must pay the exorcist a certain fee. One can only hope this ends well. Though the exorcist tells me that we have to be patient before we see the results. Well, I did save up some money, so... So, if you were to pay the standard fee of 50 gold, so hopefully the exorcist will be successful in ridding me of the ghost. And then again, there's always a possibility that this will fail and backfire on me somehow. Or pay 100 gold for a generous fee, that if I pay him more than a usual fee, perhaps it will increase the chances that they'll be successful in ridding me of the ghost. But there's still a small chance that they might fail. Spare no expense. I don't want to let my life get cut short by this stupid thing. And including the time that I sprained my ankle, the time that I got lost. Say it. Atonement. Last night, I had a strange dream. I met a person who was surrounded by a halo of light. Though I could not see their face, their calm demeanor and gentle voice indicated to me that this was a kind and compassionate person. I don't recall much of what they told me in a dream. What I do remember them is telling me I was lonely and merely wanted some company. So I apologize if I caused you any inconvenience. Before I go, let me atone by giving you this little blessing. When I woke up, I felt at ease. Could that have been the ghost? I wasn't haunted by a ghost. At least I thought it was. Instead, I'm blessed by it. It is said that a benevolent ghost, regretful over unintentional and causing this character much hardship, blessed them somehow as atonement. +1 of all skills, and a medium health boost. Permanently. So alright. That makes up for it. Just wait a couple of years and then all your health penalties will go away. Now I am happy. We'll miss you, Azraq. You were a good man. How long have you been around? Oh, by the way, that means more cities means more mayors. Instead of the ones, we got Sogdians over here that we just imported. But slowly but surely our income will get better. But I think it is high time. It will use your skill while you can. But first, Egged. Egged? Egged. Yesterday there was a local traditional festival that is held annually in the city. During the night, while everyone was busy celebrating, some drunk and inconsiderate revelers dared to egg the house of a merchant friend of mine. Maybe those hooligans were sent by his business rivals. There goes the Netherlands. Okay, that's it. We're promoting cultural acceptance for those locals here. Let me see. Oh gosh, that's very slow. But obviously, those recent changes that we don't see each other eye to eye, but we'll do what little we can. I mean, heck, we like the Egyptians more. Because the vassalage, cosmopolitan. Well, the current cultural acceptance isn't the best, but we just gotta reconcile with those people here. I mean, our income is fine now, so there's no need for extra taxes. Obviously. Because of different kind of Muslims here. Hey, since we have increased diplomatic range, that means yes, we do have contact with Shimon. What about Great Moravia? No, that's too far away. Nitra? Too far. Okay, that slight increase of the diplomatic range due to ships of the desert. So basically, you can only go as far as there. What about in Navarre territory? Yes, you do have contact with them. And those people too. Bavaria. What about Bavaria? Yes, you do have contact with Bavaria. Same for Venetia. Same for France. Not England. Not Asturias. Yes, for that too. So basically you do have contacts in all of the Mediterranean now. And even there too. Glad for that trade network, of how all that went. That crappy old artifact. My lord, it's come to my attention that there's a rare opportunity to invest in Darna. My wife Shazadeh draws up the details for business investment. It does indeed look as if the deal could benefit Derna greatly if successful. All that prestige that was gone for all other things. This talk about local affairs is beneath me. Again, blessed by a ghost. Permanent effect. You're a first child. Yeah, that's what's left of them. I hope my fellow Sogdian kin all the way up to Sogdiana better do themselves well in terms of whatever that cultural head is doing over there. Let me take a drink. And I'm thinking, hey, should we send somebody some skilled Silk Road entertainers? And of course, we do have contact with them up there. Oh, he's gone for that way. How about you? Yes. Dude, any of you people went for the Trans-Saharan? Yep. Them. So are we. Because we're just trying to find ways to, again, try to increase the chances of Trans-Saharan merchants coming to the court. And I will save up the renown to get golden salt. Which decision to network with Trans-Saharan merchants can be taken. Which is quite similar to, establish reinforce relations with Silk Road communities. Since we don't live in a Silk Road anymore, and it's kind of slightly useless. But hey, that whole thing with sending skilled entertainers helps. My youngest. He's gonna go get Jafar. God dang it. He is the most qualified out of all of them. Skill-wise. But here's the problem when playing as a clan governor. You cannot add elective monarchies. That is not possible because that's a culture thing. And it's also required a certain tradition. And I just inherited this mosque here, which I'm allowed to do that, but no, I'd rather give it to someone. Who's that guest here? Oh, great, a blind man. I mean, while it's nice to get more taxes if I was the owner, but I'm over the domain limit, so that will not do. Unless you want to switch your focus on domain. I mean, you're going to get most of your wealth through Trans-Saharan trade anyway, so I guess you might as well. So I'll hold the mosque. I'll be the owner of it. Plus, gives a little more tax. That's another good reason. Well, you're gonna have to be the one for this. This is also Trilands. And plus, since that man died, I inherited all of his wealth, so we might as well make use of it. I did want crop fields. That's for one. And I... Oh, by the way, who's going to inherit this mosque? Jakob. Oh, yeah, because he's going to be owning that too, so don't bother. But do invest in Tripoli, since Tarquin is the one that's going to be taking that. Or is it Tomas? What the heck? Ever since it turned. Oh, I don't know. Or maybe the holding that mosque was a bit of a screwy thing. What? I thought, what's his name? I thought Jakob was the one. It's... There's something screwy going on here. Okay. You know what? Let's try this. You have this. I mean, I wanted to hold the mosque myself, but that's not going to be it then. So you hold that, and we'll see what happens in the succession, because I'd rather have Tarquin gain Barca and Tripoli. That's what I originally wanted. Wait for the month to pass, and it'll register. We'll see what happens. Look again. He's gonna get Barca. And the Otak of Najdo is that mosque order, which I just gave it to Jakob. Which church is just a attempt. It's that one who's getting. Oh, I know what happened. I know what happened. His title was destroyed. Tripolitania will be created. How much is that? 250. I understand now. Confederate partition. That's what it'll do to you. I get it now. He never got to use that hook on me. It's only the Sherba that's going to be left out. So, sorry for being so reactionary. Hey, since you have the hook, I was about to say, excuse me, I would like to have that back, please. Oh, never had a chance to do this. Which, by the way, since you're a clan government, vassals will provide at least 5% of levies and 2% of their income. It's not much, but... No, listen. I apologize. That I'm... Oh, you will accept. Don't need to use a hook. So I was like, yeah, I'll give it to you anyway. So, my apologies. I just need that mosque back, okay? It's for income reasons. we'll end the episode soon. And now it'll be 10 months to have full control over Jafara. There, a little more income. My Sogdian's popular opinion. Oh, that'll settle down. And it'll be 16 months crop fields, so perhaps the next time we should invest in military buildings, just for increased levy size. So that way, should there ever be a war between us and those who are the owners of Tripoli, there's definitely going to be a war between us, just to say that, hey, we wish to dominate the trade. And if you're going to deprive us of that, then we'll have to take it by force. I mean, I do see my brothers fighting each other out on the battlefield, and not by deceit. Lanta hides. Recently, I've acquainted myself with some merchants selling leather and hides. In particular, the hardy Lambta hide made from North African antelopes. They are so tough that they're used to make shields and armor. Anyways, these merchants say they are willing to sell me some of their stock of hides for a good price. It would do well to provide some of my troops as a protection made from this. Wow. Toughness. But since I have a high diplomacy skill, I said, surely you can give me a better price. Bad officers. Recently I've been receiving an increasing amount of reports about the brutality of my military officers who lead the troops stationed in Tripolitana. While they generally do not terrorize the populace, they do not treat their troops serving under them very well. I've heard it's gotten bad enough that some of the grunts are going to rather serve under Shaitan than their commanders, as they would surely be more merciful. As a result, desertions are widespread and the morale of the soldiers, or the remaining soldiers, are low. I could bring in new commanders, or it might be politically awkward, given some of the current commanders have connections elsewhere, and are some of low social standing and influence, so they might cause a ruckus if removed from their positions. Oh, jeez. Every little bit helps. Replace some commanders if possible. The politics of it is irrelevant. Now we have meaningful income. But soon, that's going to have to change whenever I pass Tarkon, even though he's likely going to begin his reign as an old man. Oh, if you don't mind, there's somebody with stewardship who's good at it. Yeah, her. She should educate him. So, let me see. No, it's just something I saw. But I will say that, this was a good episode. It just demonstrates the fact of what this series is starting to turn into. That you can say, well, these Sogdians, you know, they were once the middlemen in the Silk Road, and now they're getting themselves involved in the Trans-Saharan Trade. But in actuality, we're just waiting for people to come in, which could be any given time. Those who increase the chance, but it hasn't occurred yet. I mean, it can happen because... Let's see. What the heck? But anyways, I go and find my wife and her study only be greeted by an empty room. I usually late through her papers, I come across something that has undeniably plans against her. Oh, I saw nothing. I know who she is, and I want nothing to do with it. Now, so we will end this episode on. You know what? Just end it on the year of 900, at the beginning of 900. While we will soon achieve full control of this area. And so we did what we set out to achieve. And then in a couple of months, more income. And we'll begin to invest in military buildings. Yikes. Imbecile. Oh. Eek. So focus more on domain. It's just I wanted to hold the mosque here for a while. It's not something that I want to invest in too much because of the succession law. So next time, invest in likely a wooden barracks. Yes, barracks. The road. My steward Rostasan informs you there's a desperate need for a new road into Brook. Many of the old roads are dilapidated and even dangerous. The commoner by the name has been put forward as the natural leader of the construction effort. Yay. You know what? See it done. Project begins. Overseen by him. It's over into Brook to keep that in mind. So here we are, year 900, which means it'll be a while before we get into the early medieval era, which will be in 18 years. The robbers. So, you know what, I'm going to finish this episode with this chain event until it's finished. Even an unfinished highway has highwaymen. It seems, as there's problems with the supplies that never arrive, and the workers who are scared leaving their villages. At this rate, the road to Tobruk will never be finished. Years. I'll just say, I do not care. Finish my road. Finish my road. I mean, that's something he would say because he's a wrathful character. Health is becoming poor now, but soon those modifiers are about to go away. So it'll be better. Finding the already completed parts of the new road is immensely beneficial. The Merchants Guild in Tobruk has made a donation for the sake of expanding the road further. Oh, I'm gonna be that kind of person. This will help my pockets. One more month, and then we will build a military building for Barca, so that way my successor can have more troops. What the Coptic Pope studied my language? Well, he's gonna be around for a while, so I'll just, I mean, for the sake of prestige, I'll just say, ha! His vain attempt at gaining glory is laughable. Now. Barracks. Wooden barracks. A distant fight. The work on the road to Tobruk is progressing, but the stretch of the land is currently being prepared that goes beyond the hill, far from both villages on either side. Both villages are reluctant to provide workers, and there is uncertainty over who even owns the fight beyond the hill. Well, there was a peasant revolt. It says for how long? 10 years? And this... Oh, I'm gonna be that kind of person. Did we take the workers from both villages? Just need faster progress. I just want the damn road to be done, so we can end the episode that way. Bleeder. Of expertise. It is not often a commoner addresses me directly, but he reports on construction efforts in Tobruk. The plan for the road was to pass through this field, my legioness. Legioness? No, but I know the kind of soil we're working with. Mayhaps my peasantness could request that we reroute it to a nearby forest. Forest? There is no forest in Tobruk. But you know what? I trust your judgment. God dang it. You're hemorrhaging me cash. Did you just say me cash? As soon as this event chain is over, we're ending that episode. So, those health modifiers are gone now, right? So I should start feeling a little bit better. The road construction in Tobruk has met a delay. He reports that the workers have been corralled by a would-be innkeeper to soothe the souls and that of other travelers. They're building a roadside tavern. Hey, get them back on the road. For goodness sakes, I just want this done. Get them back on the road. Don't make me mad, alright? I want that road to be done. There's another one. It says, I finish my road. Not excuses. It's Tripoli. Those angry folks over there. Gotta deal with that. Yeah. You're the former peasant rebel, so you go deal with them. The end of the road. The road network through Tobruk is finally complete. This will carry people to where they need to go for decades to come, he tells me. Hey, it could have been worse. So for the next 30 years. I never looked at your skills. You'll do. I have more work for you. Come on in. Defensive measures. And that is that, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you people have enjoyed this episode. So now we have a part of the Trans-Saharan trade, whilst we are still working on our capital here. So that way when my son inherits it, he will try to keep it for himself in addition to Barca. Anything that would help the local economy here before we even think about going further into Egypt. But we hope that you enjoyed and all that, as there's more money to be made, a few more things to build before Muhammad Al-Farghani will finally pass away. he'll probably live up to his 70s by that time. But until then, so long for now.